what was going on.
Was it Andrew?
Okay, so we're going to start in a nice cross-legged position, and we're going to just start with breathing. So been starting this way all week, so just fingers just at the middle of the eyebrows. Block the right nostril with the thumb and inhale through the left. But just make sure you go nice and deep, so don't rush this breath. Nice and deep. Block left, release right, exhale. Inhale right. Block right, release left, exhale. Inhale left. Block left, release right, exhale. And just continue through in your own time. Just continually working on the deepest inhale you can have, okay? So don't rush the inhale. Don't try and make it really quick. Just nice and deep, and feel the lungs filling up in the chest. And when you exhale through the right hand side, the right nostril, just keep your eyes closed if you can, and just bring the hands onto the, to the knees. Roll your shoulder blades together to bring the sternum up, and just move into deep nostril breathing. So both nostrils, inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. But I want you to feel that filling of the chest. And once you can't inhale any longer, exhale slow. And just another 4 or 5 like this, just practicing for today's class. I'm going to be holding the poses a lot longer today, so there's less poses, but holding longer before we finish with Nidra, Yoga Nidra. So this is this type of breathing you need to be connected to get full benefits out of the pose, and to be able to hold the pose for the length of time. Then when you're ready, just relax the deepness of the breath. So just now, inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. Just focus on depth, releasing slowly, and then just crawl the hands forward from where you're sitting. You don't want to come too far forward if you don't need to. It's not about getting to start with, so just stretching forward. Not here for too long. If you can, just creep more forward. And when you're ready, slowly walk the hands back, nice and slow. And we're going to twist to the right, so bring the left hand on the outside of the right knee. Right hand comes behind kickstand, which is push through that hand, lift through the spine, and then twist. Once the chest is around, then bring the chin around. Don't just turn the chin because you're not twisting anything. So you just want that chest to come around as much as it can. And then come back to center. Moving to the other side. So right hand on the outside of the left knee, left hand behind. Inhale, lengthen. Then bring that chest around. Then bring the chin around. And then come back to center. So what we're going to do is bring the hands behind us. So point the fingers towards the body and keep the legs crossed if you can. Sometimes you might feel a little bit more comfortable with the legs out. Just see how you go. Shoulder blades together, push that sternum up and drop the head back. So by pushing the sternum up, the lower back and the hips should be moving forward and up. You want to try and get that back bend in. Keep bringing those shoulder blades towards each other. Keep pushing the chest up. Don't squash through the neck. You just want to release the neck by keep moving the head backwards. Bringing that chin away from the chest. And then when you're ready, slowly bring the chin towards the chest. Help yourself up, and then we're going to move into the first pose, which is, I'm going to put down Supta Baddha Konasana. So, Supta Baddha Konasana, remember Supta is reclining, Baddha Konasana is butterfly. If you want to use your strap, use your strap. You can put it, or you can have the strap around here, tighten it, and come back onto a cushion or onto a block and just relax back. If you don't want to use a strap, you don't have to. You can just come into the pose like this. And if you don't want anything behind you, you don't have to. You can just come onto the ground, but bring the heels up towards the buttocks. So it's about those legs coming out, bringing the shoulder blades together, chin towards the chest if you're flat on the floor. If you're up on a bolster, shoulder blades together and work the chin towards the chest. So these poses are 5 minutes today, so just hold the pose through focusing on the breath. Time starts. So this is a really nice opening pose. I've used this a fair bit this week, just to open everything up. So we're opening up through the hips, opening up through the stomach, so the belly's rising as well. Chest, sternum's up nice and high, and opening up through the shoulders. This pose should be quite comfortable to hold for this amount of time. If you're tight around the hips, you may get a bit of shaking in the legs. That's okay. It's quite normal until you get used to opening up through the hips. This is a really simple pose that you can do at home. If you just did a pose a day at home, one of this would be perfect. Don't lose focus of the breath. All those thoughts are going to come through the mind, and that's quite normal for that to happen. Doesn't matter how many there are. Just let them drift past without connecting with them with some sort of conversation or communication. Just allow yourself to be peaceful, silent, still mentally and physically. Now just focus on bringing that inhale a little bit deeper, okay? Just a little bit. Now just bring your awareness to your knees and just feel how far they're dropping out, how far away they are from each other. Feel the tension, be aware of the tension in the hip flexors. Now just feel the soles of the feet touching each other. So that whole area there is just a beautiful energy channel. What it's trying to do is get rid of stagnant energy, move the stagnant energy on. Now just bring your awareness to your shoulders and just bring those shoulder blades a little bit closer. Now bring your awareness to the chin, bring it a little bit closer to the chest. Straight away you'll feel the sternum going up higher, the rib cage starting to open up a little bit more. While you're doing all that, the hips have just opened up even more again. It's just for the last minute of the pose. Spend as much time in Chitta Kasha as you can. So Chitta Kasha is when you roll your eyeballs upwards, keeping your eyelids closed. Roll your eyeballs upwards and you'll see a dark space in behind your forehead. Just hold there as long as you can. Just keep rolling the eyes up if they drop down. It takes a bit of time for this to become natural. So Chitta Kasha is that place where you can't receive any other thoughts or you can't communicate with your mind at all. It's just the origin, just you. It's just the space where you can go and relax. When you're ready, just release everything, move everything out of the way, come into Shavasana. And you should feel pretty awesome. Yeah, once you get into Shavasana, my hips feel really good now. Just allow that blood to flow through the hips, through the knees. Again, we want to bring the shoulder blades in together. So anytime you're in Shavasana, Shavasana is feet apart, so they're on either side of the mat. The toes just drop away from the body. The arms are away from the body, palms facing up. Shoulder blades come towards each other, so the sternum's up and the chin comes towards the chest. When you're ready, bring the knees into the chest, have a really nice squeeze there. And then rolling up to a seated position. So we're going to come into a bit of more of a challenging pose. So we bring the legs out, we're coming into dragonfly. So legs out as wide as you can go. And if you can, bring something in front of you, even if you can prop it up somehow. This is always nice. and just work your way down that way. If you've got nothing to do that, that's okay. It just takes a little bit more focus on the breath. Okay, so again, don't dump into the pose. We want to bring the shoulder blades together, the sternum up, chin away from the chest as we come forward. And that's giving us the length in the spine. Coming slowly down, wherever you can get to. Again, this is a 5-minute pose. So what you want to do is don't be scared of the 5 minutes. Just find a space where you can sit in that space and be comfortable and know that the energy is working for you. Okay, so it's not about getting the head on the floor. It's about feeling the stretch. Normally my head can go on the floor quite easily, but today, really, really tight. So you just got to work with that. If I forced it, it would go on the floor, but I want to allow it to go on the floor. So just go where your body allows you to go. It's the forcing of the body where we get injuries, where we get angry, where we get a little bit disappointed. So if you just allow the body to take you where it wants you to go, where it needs to go today, you just feel so much better with your yoga practice. And if you continually get thoughts running through the mind, like about what you're going to have for breakfast or what you're going to do today, or any thought that's taking you away from yoga, this is when it's really important to use the training we've had so far in Yoga Nidra, and that is just to focus on one point, so one place. So if I start feeling those thoughts coming through the mind, I'll just start focusing on my left leg. I might just push it out a little bit further towards the shin. Then I'll just focus on a nice deep inhale. Then I'll just focus on maybe bringing the chest a little bit lower. Then I'll focus on pushing the hips back. And I'll focus on bringing the chest even lower. And just continually work through your body. And that's the process of healing, is just being in touch, mind and body, being in touch with each other. The minute you start thinking about something other than what's happening on the mat here is when you're not getting the full benefits out of the pose. So you've got just under 2 minutes to go. You should be in a really nice position right now, probably nearly as far as you can go into it for the day. So focus on the breath. You've got 1:30 to go. And then just check in with how you're feeling. How do the hamstrings feel? How are the hip flexors feeling? The glutes? How's the lower back? Just check in with all that. And the last minute again, move into Chitta Kasha. So just roll the eyeball upwards. And just be in that space as long as you can. perfect stillness. Last 10 seconds. It should be down as deep as you can go wherever you are. It's the deepest you can go today. Be comfortable with that depth that you got. Be happy with that as you come slowly out of the pose and move into Shavasana. That hurt today. Then just come into Shavasana and just relax again. Bring the feet apart, toes drop away. Arms away from the body, palms facing up, shoulder blades together, chin to the chest. If you're struggling with chin to the chest, you might want to place the block behind your head or a towel. But you want to work on that process of lengthening through the cervical spine. Now bring your knees up into the chest. Give yourself a little bit of a squeeze. And we're going to roll up and then move into a back bend. So it's really important for this pose to get into to take your time, even if it takes the first minute to get comfortable. It's probably the back bend we can hold the longest, other than supported bridge. You can hold this the longest. So it's melting heart. So a lot of you know it now, but I'll show you the full pose. So melting heart is hips up, chest and chin to the floor. Reaching forward, so the hips are up. That's the main part of the pose. Now, that's hard for a lot of people to get that chest down, so you've got to work with what you've got. If you've got a bolster or something, or a pillow, cushion, you can just come to the forearms and even bring the head onto the bolster and just allow the hips to come up. Work your way that way. If you haven't got anything that's comfortable that way, you can just use your forearms, but make sure you keep pushing those hips upwards. Okay, so that's the whole pose, is pushing the hips up. And then slowly you work your way down. You can even cross your arms and come down. Just find a spot for you that's comfortable, but your hips are pushing up. Okay, so the time is going on now. It's a 5-minute hold. It is challenging. If you do need to come out of the pose, just slide forward and go into crocodile pose. Okay, so hang in there as long as you can. As I said, take your time to get comfortable. Perfect. Eventually that chest will come to the floor. Okay, if it's not on the floor now, I know it might seem almost impossible, but it will come to the floor eventually. This pose takes a lot of practice, and it takes time to work through a lot of tight spots. So we're working through 2 really major tight spots, which most of us have, and that's in the hips and in the shoulders. Once you release those areas, that'll allow the body to drop, it'll allow the hips to go up high, and then you're going to get that beautiful back bend. And the feeling once you're down there is just amazing. So you can sit in this pose for quite a long time. You've got 3 minutes to go. So you should be in a place right now where you can find stillness. Again, just focus on the breath. Every now and again, the mind's going to wander from the breath. So then just focus on the hips. Just feel the hips. Just feel them. You don't have to look at them. You just feel the hips. You know where they're situated. And just feel the shoulders. How are they feeling? Are they still tight? Then work back to the breath. So you've got 1:30 to go. So last minute, just try and find Chitta Kasha again if you can. Just roll the eyeballs upwards. And when you're ready, slowly come up. We're not going to go into Shavasana from here. We're going to move straight into the next pose, which is child's pose. So have the knees out wide, bring the big toes together. It's a perfect way to completely stretch the back. Melting heart, then back into child's pose. Get yourself comfortable in child's pose, even if you need something in front of you to rest on. Just do that. But just focus on bringing the forehead down to the floor, or if you've got a cushion in front of you, forehead on the floor. You want that pressure on the forehead. And you can roll the forehead left and right if you like. It's really nice to roll that. And those that were on the class yesterday, I was explaining about intuition. So one of the intuition places is there right on the forehead. So by putting the pressure and massaging that area is for you to be listening and checking in with your intuition. That's why this place feels so good when you're in child's pose. You're actually getting back to source, getting back to who you really are. So a few more minutes, 2.5 minutes in child's pose. We're opening up the hips here as well. I just want you to really feel good just with that third eye, as they call it in yoga, just on the floor. Just massaging it or having pressure on there. Just releasing tension. So when you're ready, help yourself up. We're going to come back into that seated position, what we started off in. So just come to cross-legged. It's going to be a little bit hard to get in there. Then we're going to do the same as how we started. So just to give you a little bit of a measure of where you've come in the class today. So just half an hour of asana practice. And just walk those hands forward. Just have 3 or 4 breaths, coming into it as deep as you can go. Just feel the difference from when you started the class. Then walk the hands back up, come to a seated position. We're going to twist to the right, so behind. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, then bring the chest around, then the chin. Feel the difference now in that twist. Coming back to center, moving the other way. Right hand on the outside of the left knee, left hand behind. Lengthen and twist. Then bring the chin around. Come back to center. Bring the hands behind. Point the fingers to the body. Shoulder blades together. Push that sternum up and drop the head back. Keep bringing those shoulder blades together. As you push the crown of the head as far back as possible. Then release, come back to the seated position. And just bring the hands onto the knees. We're just going to do one breathing exercise before we move into Yoga Nidra. So the breathing exercise we're going to do is Kapalabhati. Kapalabhati is that breath out, that strong focus on the breath out. So it's that breath, okay? So we're going to do 30 straight, so just 30 strokes. So one stroke is, okay, so we'll just do it for, I'll just tell you when to stop. So inhale, and then breathing out. Just focus on the exhale. Then just stop, relax, breathe normal. You might feel a little bit spinning in the head, and that's okay. Normal breath. And then just move into Shavasana, getting yourself as comfortable as possible, getting prepared for Yoga Nidra. So if you need blankets, anything like that, something over the top of your eyes, grab that. Just getting yourself comfortable, prepared. Just getting your resolve ready. So thinking of something that you want to bring into your life, could be better health, whatever it is, just think of that short sentence that you can say when resolve's ready to be said. So just getting ready for Yoga Nidra as you are in Shavasana. Any last movements or adjustments, let's make them now. And we stay as still as possible until Yoga Nidra is complete. So just start letting go all your worries or your cares and just concentrate on Yoga Nidra. Start becoming aware of the distant sounds. Now move your attention from sound to sound, listening only, do not try and analyze. Now bring your attention closer. Become aware of sounds just outside the building you're in. Now become aware of the sounds inside the building, inside the room. And develop awareness of the room. So visualize the walls, the ceiling, your body laying on the floor. See your body laying on the floor. Become aware of your physical existence. Continue with this awareness of the room and your body. Become aware that you're going to practice Yoga Nidra and say to yourself, I'm going to practice Yoga Nidra. Now only two doors of perception are open, feeling and hearing. So Yoga Nidra begins now. Now it's time to state your resolve with feeling and awareness 3 times mentally. Now, as normal with Yoga Nidra, we start with rotation of consciousness and we start on the right-hand side. So we're going to move through the different parts, sometimes fast, sometimes slow, just jumping from point to point. Focus on the right hand and become aware and visualize the right hand. Say to yourself, the right hand. the right hand thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth, fifth, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, side, waist, the right hip, hamstring, right thigh, kneecap, calf muscle, right ankle, right heel, sole, the right foot, top of the right foot, right toes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Move to the left side and visualize and say to yourself, left hand thumb, second finger, third, fourth, fifth, palm of the hand. Back of the hand, the wrist, the lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, side, waist, left hip, hamstring, left thigh, kneecap, calf muscle, left ankle, left heel, sole of the left foot, top of the left foot, left toes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go to the top of the head, the front of the body, top of the head, top of the head, front of the body, top of the head, forehead, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, the space between the eyebrows. Right eyelid, left eyelid. Right eye, left eye, right ear, right nostril, left nostril, right cheek, left cheek. Upper lip, lower lip, the space between the lips, the chin, the jaw. Relax the jaw. Throat, right collarbone, left collarbone, right chest, left chest, middle, the chest, the navel. Become aware of the navel. Upper abdomen, lower abdomen, right groin, left groin, right thigh, right knee, right ankle, right toes, left toe. Now go to the back of the body, go to the back of the body, right toes, left toes, right sole, left sole, right heel, right ankle, right calf muscle, left calf muscle. Back of the right knee, back of the left knee, back of the right thigh, back the left thigh. The right buttock, the left buttock, the right hip, left hip, whole of the spine. Become aware of the right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, back of the neck, back of the head, top of the head. The inner parts of the body, take your mind to the brain. Visualize, focus, become aware of the brain. Start with the brain. The brain, the nasal passage between the nose and the throat. The tongue, the teeth, the palate or the roof of the mouth. The right eardrum, the left eardrum, the throat through which the air passes. The food passage. The right lung, the left lung, the heart. Feel and become aware of the heart. Feel the heart by concentrating on the heartbeat. The stomach, which is above your navel towards the left side. The liver, above the navel towards the right. The right kidney and the left kidney towards the back and above waist level. And in the abdomen, a very long coiled tube called the small intestine. An inverted U-shaped tube called the large intestine. Once again, we'll go faster. Start at the brain. The brain, nasal passage, tongue, palate, right eardrum, left eardrum. The throat, Right lung, left lung, heart, stomach, liver, the right kidney, left kidney, small intestine, large intestine. The whole of the abdomen. Now the major parts of the body, the whole of the right leg, the whole of the left leg, both legs together. The whole of the right arm, the whole of the left arm, both arms together. The whole of the head together, the whole of the back together, the whole of the front together, all of the internal organs together, the whole body, the whole body, the whole body. Visualize the whole body as you say it to yourself and intensify your awareness of your whole body. And bring your awareness to the breath. Become aware that you are breathing. Become aware of your breath in general. Just become conscious that you are breathing and nothing else. Continue your awareness of breathing and gradually bring your attention to the eyebrow center. Imagine that you are breathing through the eyebrow center and that the breath moves in and out from the forehead. Imagine that your breath moves through the eyebrow center to a point in the center of the back of the head, passing through Ajna chakra. Maintain your awareness of the breath. Maintain your awareness of the breath through the eyebrow center. And start counting backwards from 54. Just like this, I am breathing in, 54. I'm breathing out, 54. I'm breathing in, 53. I'm breathing out, 53. I'm breathing in, 52. I'm breathing out, 52. And so on, and so on, and so on. Until you get to 1. Awareness of counting in the breath, no sleeping. If you make a mistake, you must go back to 54 to start again. Awareness of breathing through the eyebrow center. No mistakes. If you make a mistake, go back to 54 and start again. Awareness of the breath and counting through the eyebrow center. Be sure that you're aware of counting. Be sure that you're not sleeping, you're practicing Yoga Nidra. Just awareness of counting and breathing through the eyebrow center. No mistakes, no sleeping. If you get down to 1, go back to 54 and start again. Awareness of breathing through the eyebrow center. No sleeping, just counting. Awareness of the breath. No mistakes. If you make a mistake, go back to 54 and start again. You're practicing Yoga Nidra. You must not sleep. Awareness of counting. Awareness of the breath. No sleeping. Just cease the awareness of counting now. Just become aware of the breath. Now become aware of your inner space. Become aware of Chitakasha, that inner space you see just behind your forehead. Develop awareness of this space, an infinite space that extends as far as you can see, as low or as high, as wide as you can see. Become aware of this space. Be totally aware of this space now, but not involved. Observe it as if you were watching a movie. If you see patterns, this is simply the way your mind is manifesting. Maintain your awareness of Chitakasha. Continually maintain your awareness of Chitakasha. Now imagine yourself walking through a field of green grass. Imagine yourself walking through a field of green grass. The sun is shining. A cool breeze wafts the air. The birds are calling sweetly from the trees. As you walk through the grass, you come to a well in the field of flowers. There is a lovely fragrance in the air, butterflies playing, follow the leader amongst themselves. Visualize yourself going down the well. Visualize the well. Visualize yourself going down the well. Use whatever means you find necessary to do this. The bottom of the well is dark. But from a tunnel, there comes a faint light. Enter that tunnel. Enter the tunnel where you can see the faint light. It goes down a slope, then around a corner, up another slope, and then turns back on itself. You come into a large cave, and there is a flaming light. Go to that light and inspect the light closely. Go closer to the light, inspect the light. Go even closer to the light and inspect the light more closely. Within the light is a golden egg. Very, very small, bright, golden egg. And from the golden egg, 3 streams of light project towards you. 1 to the left eye, 1 to the right eye, and 1 directly to the eyebrow center. Gaze steadily at the golden egg and become aware of these streams of light. Now leave the golden egg and go back through the cave. Walk back through the large cave. Go quickly up the well and out into the field of the green grass. Once again, feel the warmth of the sun and the cool breeze blowing in your face. Become aware of the breath. Become aware of your breath. Become aware of your breath. As I name a few objects, intensify your imagination and quickly follow in the form of vision or awareness of the item name. I'll go quickly through the items, move from item to item. Don't analyze, just visualize or become aware of the standing Christ, a flickering lamp, a tall mango tree, a car moving on the road. Become aware of coloured clouds forming, a starlit night, a moonlit night, a full moon, an elephant moving, a horse racing, a dog standing, the rising sun, the setting sun, the ocean waves. Become aware of yourself laying in Shavasana. Become aware of yourself laying in Shavasana. Across over a church. Within the church, a priest praying, worshippers kneeling, chimney smoke rising from an old house. A cold winter, fire burning in a house, dawn of the day, temple bell ringing. A yogi in meditation, Buddha in peace, Christ showing compassion. A cross with illumination, an infinite ocean, calm and quiet. Dark green jungles on the shores of the ocean. Cobras, lions and goats living together in friendliness experience the sound of the vibration of Om all around the jungle. Intensify your awareness on Om. Become aware of the breath, become aware of your breath, and remember your resolve. Remember the resolve that you stated at the beginning of Yoga Nidra. Repeat this 3 times to yourself mentally with absolute faith and awareness. Repeat your resolve 3 times. The whole body, the whole body, the whole body. Relax all efforts and become aware of your whole body laying on the floor. Bring your attention to the natural breath, the quiet, natural breath. Develop your awareness of the quiet breath. Maintain your awareness of the breath. Gradually deepen your breath and make it stronger. Become aware of your physical existence. Become aware of your physical existence. Become aware of your body being in the state of physical relaxation. At the same time, your breath is growing stronger. Develop awareness of your body, relaxed and laying on the floor. Visualize the surrounding room. Let your mind become completely external and start making small movements of your body. Toes, fingers, arms. Keep your eyes closed. Take a breath. Please take your time, there is no hurry. When you are sure that you're wide awake, sit up slowly, open your eyes, and the practice of Yoga Nidra is now complete.